What's up everybody, Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles. Today we're going on a field trip. I keep pushing the help button, it's not working. All right, it's cold, Tom, and it's been not off to a promising start. This is our third pump, and we finally have gas coming out. I started my truck with 43 miles to empty, but we're here. We're going to the New York White Plains Reptile Expo. I have a pocket full of cash, and I'm gonna show you guys how I attend the Reptile Expo. All right, Tom, we're off to a better start. We got 82 bucks flat. We get 2 energy drinks. My wife's gonna be mad, but we'll make that work. One's for you. And we'll see where we go now. If I didn't mention it yet, we're going to the White Plains New York Reptile Expo. Now, before I get a whole bunch of heat for this, I don't normally go to expos. I'm going to this expo because we have a surprise guest, maybe. We'll say I'm picking up an animal from a trusted breeder. I already have it arranged. We've discussed this. It's winter time. It's January 12th, I believe, today. So it's really cold and shipping isn't possible. So I'm going to pick it up from him, driving a couple hours to get there. Tom's with me. We figured let's make a vlog style. I'm going to show you what I do when I go to an expo. I have a pocket full of cash. We're going to see if there's anything else that sparks my interest. I will not take risks and chances at this expo. I will only buy from people I trust and I know, but I'm going and I need to at least look, and I'm ready to buy if I see something that looks good, is healthy from a trusted breeder. I may take the chance on it. I am ready to spend some money. So full disclosure, my mindset coming into this new year, and it doesn't have to do with the new year, I don't really make resolutions or things like that, but I am extremely motivated. If you guys have checked out my Instagram or my Patreon, you've seen the posts and how they've evolved, and every post is motivational. So that's my mindset moving forward, and if you haven't seen it, you will if you pay attention. Everything I've done has been ramped up significantly. The amount of breedings I'm doing, the amount of social media effort I'm putting into, I mean, multiple times a day posts, but the goal is all being is how do I set myself apart from everybody else? How do I put in so much extra effort that I cannot not be noticed? And how do I become that person that is trusted and still maintains that reputation that I can still keep up with the same level of customer service? So all that combined is going to be what 2025 is going to bring. No matter what, it's going to be better than the previous year. We're getting close. We're almost at the White Plains Expo. I'm getting excited. Tom and I have been talking the whole car ride about how we're going to approach this expo, what I'm going to specifically be looking for. I hope I don't go a little bit too crazy at this show, but we're going to see what this turns out to be. So we're with Meredith at the New York White Plains Expo. They run a lot of shows in the New England area. This is correct, right? New England?
Yep, New England. In Manchester and 3 in New York. This is our 30th year of doing this. This is our tricennial celebration. My husband started at the Greenberg Nature Center in Scarsdale, just down the road, and now we're here, and we have over 250 tables between the main area and the reptile annex. So it's a lot, but we've been doing it for so long that it's almost
just works.
It just works, and the vendors are very important to us.
Well, I've taken up a bunch of your time,
no worries.
And you have a line out the door that's unreal right now, so I appreciate
my
it.
daughter out there to do it.
Well, we'll be seeing you throughout the show. We're going to go get some vendors, so I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
All right, I told you guys we'd be with somebody special at the Reptile Show. First special person is Vin Russo. Everybody knows him. He wrote the book on boa constrictors literally twice, right? Twice? Is there a number 3 coming out? Yeah. All right, there's no number 3, so you're stuck with 2 boa constrictor books. I got stuck at his table for probably a half hour so far. One, I came here to see him because I'm getting a Brazilian BCC from him. But then I said, wow, I got to move away from this before I spend all the money because I haven't actually moved around the show yet. Look at some of these bloods. What went into making these bloods? This is years of perfection, right?
Yeah, that's like 20 years of selectively breeding, picking the reddest snakes and breeding them to each other. So I would obviously keep the standouts every time and then breed them to each other or back to a parent. And eventually get to the point where you're really saturating that color.
Yep. And then I would say some of the rarer stuff that you can't find anywhere else, at least confidently knowing it's pure, are been with the locale stuff. That's probably what you're most known for. But beyond the extreme bloods and some ridiculous looking leopards down at the end of the table, because I'm assuming they're pretty pure Sonoran lines and you've perfected it just like the bloods. But I don't think anybody at this show is going to have as big of a selection, even at the show, of some of the locale boas, like Hog Islands, Croquet, Tarahumara, more Hog Islands, Paraguayan. I mean, I rarely ever see the Paraguayan boas anywhere, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that have kept the line pure. What happens is these animals came out of the wild 20, 30 years ago. I kept them pure, kept them together, didn't mix them with other things, and here they are.
And I think the cool part about the pure stuff that Vin has is that you probably could have outcrossed them with morphs and made more money with them. And I think that's why we lost a lot of the stuff is Hog Islands came out, everybody started making the Sunsets and the Hog Island Bloods. And they never were, I feel like there was a point where they were valuable and then morphs took over and you couldn't sell, at least me, you couldn't sell an Argentine boa. You couldn't sell the Hog Island, nobody wanted it, nobody cared. And that's why I appreciate the pure bloodline, because even through all that, there were avenues where you just had to appreciate the species to keep it pure, because you could have probably been very tempted to outcross. I mean, that's something that at least I appreciate is it kept kind of with this is what I'm doing this for, this is the plan, and I think a lot of people lost sight of that.
Yeah, they really did. And it's a shame in a way, because now they're harder and harder to get. But what I did back then was I still kept breeding them to keep them pure. This is my Noah's Ark. So now we're at the point where even zoos are buying Hog Island boas from me and Croquet boa.
That's incredible. I mean,
can't get them anywhere else.
It's super cool stuff. I mean, I'm going to be buying more stuff. I'm getting the Brazilian BCC from Vin today, but I'm going to be buying more. I gotta just mentally walk around. I got a break because my eyes keep getting drawn right there, and I'm also there's stuff here. I'm looking. I gotta get away from Vin's table. I do. I'm getting away. All right, Vin. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm here with EJ at Hurricanes Herps. EJ is part of the Patreon, but also has some really cool stuff. She's got her demurrals out here. What do you got going on? I know you build custom cages too, but you got a little bit of everything from snakes, boas, bedding, isopods still?
Yeah.
Frogs?
Yeah.
You got it all?
She hits real hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do. I have a bunch of different stuff. I have a magnolia tree in my yard, and I harvest the leaf litter, and then I utilize the cocoa chip. I make hides out of cutoffs from custom enclosures that I make, and then I've got my boas that I'm working with, and then I've got isopods and tree frogs that I've been breeding for years. So yeah, I mean, it really runs the gamut.
Yeah, you got a bunch of cool stuff going on here. Well, I hope you have an excellent rest of the show.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, we're here with Lane from the New York White Plains, or it's actually, what would we call it?
We call this the New York Metro Expo,
and
in parentheses, White Plains, so that people know it's in White Plains, New York.
So what is the most challenging part behind the scenes on you? Because there's a lot of work that goes into this. There's a lot of coordination.
My favorite part about all of this is kind of what we're doing right now is that I spend a lot of time just talking to the vendors.
Yeah.
With time. The harder part is making sure that I can get in touch with people when I need to get in touch. We have a lot of vendors who have been doing this for 30, 35 years. They're used to working in a different way.
Welcome to the Reptile Expo. We are celebrating 30 years of excellence in reptile expositions. On the right side of the reptile show, please check out the annex on the stage.
Yeah, it's a long drive. Oh, you drive from New York City? Oh, all right, well.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I forgot where we left off. Well, Meredith interrupted us on the intercom. So thank you, Lane, for doing what you do, because none of these shows would be possible without you guys keeping them moving, and I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate the support, but thank you for wanting to get the word out.
I've spent too much money, so I think it's almost time to leave.
I know, okay.
I haven't spent enough yet, but almost time. We're here with Joe from JPC Boas, and Joe's at all these expos. He always brings this awesome spread, And one thing that I was curious about coming to the expo is, Joe, how do you do this? Like, how do you keep all this organized? I know how much work goes into this.
So we got IDs on which cage they go back into when they go home. Pretty much put everything away, knowing exactly where they go.
Yeah, so you got a system.
I'm handling these things all the time during the week. So
Yeah.
I know which snakes are which.
I know I always ask you the NFI. What's the new NFI thing this year? What's the NFI hotness right now?
IMG is really hot.
Do you have the leopard NFI with you here? All right. I saw pictures of it, and we talked about this at the mass
I'm
show.
bringing them to the shows because someone's going to tempt me to sell it, and I don't want to sell it.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, it's just like, you know what, I'm keeping it. This year I'm working on making more.
And how's the season going so far?
I probably got about 10 that are gravid.
Good. That's excellent. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. It's early. I have some stuff going. We're making it work though, right?
Oh yeah, we are.
All right. Well, Joe, I hope you have an excellent show. As always, thanks for taking some time. We are almost back from the White Plains Expo, and I gotta say, that was probably one of the best expos I've been to in a long time. This snake right here, which is a Lemke Brazilian BCC, was what just cost me $10,000, because I went to the expo to pick this up, which was not $10,000, and I came back with maybe 16 or 17 snakes. I was very happy with everything, and I think over the next, let's say, couple months to year, I'm gonna slowly start showing you some of the really cool stuff that I got. I'm not gonna be able to keep it a secret for that long. So I would say I was very, very impressed with the quality of that expo, the variation in the vendors. There were still some wild caught folks there, at least what looked to be wild caught, but overall I was highly impressed. And for the first time in a very long time, I had a smile that I couldn't take off my face because I got something that I didn't think was possible. And after 20 years or so of not being able to afford a certain animal and then wanting it and not being able to find it, I finally found it and I could afford it and I bought it, and I'm not going to tell you what that is, but I will in future videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this whole expo vlog that we did. Until next video, let's keep it moving.